Hi, my name is Coach B, the CEO, co-creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. I'm an ordinary person with extraordinary aspirations who believes in living life fully alive. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Solution Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Coach B, the CEO, co-creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. Today's topic, 3 tips to improve communications in your relationship. Again, let me repeat the title, 3 tips to improve your, I gotta say it again. I don't know. I always do this. I'm gonna get better. 3 tips to improve communications in your relationships. Again, 3 tips to improve communication in your relationship is today's title. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, leave a comment. Hit the StreamYard link. Let me put that up right here. Hit the StreamYard link if you would like to come up in real time and have a conversation on today's topic. Again, today's topic is 3 tips to improve communications in your relationship. I don't know about you. Sometimes having effective communications can be a challenging and daunting task for some people, either the receiver or the listener. Sometimes when we're communicating with people, we don't know if we're being effective or not. So today, I want to give you 3 tips to improve communications in your relationship. So notice it's in general, in relationship with friends, family, colleagues. How can we improve our relationship with people who matter to us, or even with people that we have to deal with from time to time? So, there are 3 things that we can do to improve our relationship. But I want to give you a story first before I get into the tips. I've had misunderstandings with individuals. And I forgot to say this. Let me go back. I forgot to say this. If you're looking for me on YouTube, my channel is Coach B, the CEO. Again, it's Coach B dash the CEO. This is where you can find me on YouTube. So let me go back to what I was saying. I've had misunderstandings, misgivings inside of relationships, communicating with significant others, with friends, with family, with colleagues, people who were important to me. And when communications is not effective, it can dampen or spoil the relationship. I'm not talking about the style of relationship. I'm talking about how we initiate conversations, how we're listening, how we engage. For example, I can have someone speaking with me, and because I want to help, I want to assist them, because sometimes when I'm talking to people, they're going through something in their life. And so they're speaking about whatever that issue or concern is in their life. And as I'm listening, I'm thinking, well, I have some information that can be vital to what they're talking about. I have some information that can be vital to what they're talking about. So, what do I do with that information? Do I just give it to them because it is vital? Do I stop and ask them if they want the information, or do I just go ahead and give them the information without checking in with them? We'll get back to that later. In relationships, when people are having difficulties, problems, or a situation, 9 times out of 10, the person that's listening wants to assist or help that person. However, we might be going about it the wrong way. As mentioned, if I'm listening to someone and I have vital information, I want to share it with them. Because at the end of the day, I want their circumstance, situation, or issue to get resolved. However, am I checking in with them to find out if that's what they want? So let me give you the first tip. The first tip is to do what? Listen. Just listen. Just be present in the moment. Get out of your head. Stop trying to have solutions for the person and being ready to give it to them as soon as they get quiet. As soon as they stop talking, you're ready to just go in and fix it. Just listen. Just listen to what they have to say. And then maybe you ask them, what do you need from me at this moment, at this time? What do you need from me at this time? Do you just want me to listen? Do you want me to solve the issue? Do you want me to coach you? What would you like me to do? So, number one, listen to what they're saying. Two, ask them, do you want me to continue to listen? Do you want me to provide you that wonderful solution that we have in our heads? Do you want coaching? What would you like? As I said, many of us, when people are talking to us, because we're compassionate, because we're empathetic, we want to help the person solve their issue, problem, or circumstance without asking the person permission. So we have other language called self-imposing. Sometimes we self-impose. We give people information, that vital information, that solution, without even asking them, what what would you like? What do you need from me in this moment? Because every moment is not the same. Sometimes things come up, people want solutions. Sometimes things come up and people want coaching. And sometimes things come up and people just want you to listen. Why? Because they have something that they want to get off their chest. They don't want to carry it anymore. Maybe it's overwhelming to them. Maybe it's fresh. Maybe it's new information that they just received and they just want to talk about it. They don't want you to fix it. They don't want you to solve it. They don't want no coaching. They don't want any of that. They just want you to listen. Sometimes people have situations, scenarios, circumstances, and they're looking for a solution. They have pondered that situation, they have thought about certain things, and they're still not clear on what to do next. And they may be looking for a solution to what you have, what you have to offer them. So let's imagine somebody comes to you and they just got a lot of information. They're trying to process the information and they come to you. And so they lay everything out, and already you're trying to solve their problem. You're not listening anymore because you're trying to solve their problem. Some people are polite, they're not going to say too much to you. Some people are going to become annoyed by it, and some people are just going to be turned off about it because that's not what they needed and that's not what they wanted. And we did not take the time to ask them, what do you need from me in this moment? Now, let me give you the other scenario. Sometimes people come to you And it's the same thing, but let's give it a different response. They're looking for a solution and you're just listening and you don't say anything to them. Now they feel like, wow, was the person really listening? Didn't they hear me say all of this stuff? Why aren't they trying to help me? So when we ask the question, what is it that you need from me in this moment? We're doing what? We're respecting the person, we're getting permission from them, and we're understanding that every time we speak to someone, excuse me, they may not need the same response from us. So sometimes they want us to listen, sometimes they want us to help them solve whatever that is, and sometimes they want some coaching. They want you to help them to explore what's going on and have them come up with their own answer. When we practice that question, what do you need from me in this moment? We're showing people respect. They allow us to tell us what their needs are, and then we know which way to go and how to operate in the moment with them. What's the end result with that? They get what they need. You don't feel like you're wasting your time because you know how that could be sometimes. Somebody tells you something and you give them all of this information, they're not taking it, and you're like, well, why did they come to me and tell me all of this stuff anyway if they didn't want no help? You know how indignant we could be sometimes because we're self imposing and we didn't take into consideration maybe they didn't want our help. Maybe they just wanted us to listen. Ask the question, what do you need from me at this moment? Do you want me to listen? Do you want me to help you solve this? Or would you like some coaching where we can explore what's happening on your end and you come up with a solution on how to solve whatever that issue is, concern is, problem is? Again, we want to respect people. We want to stop self imposing on people, giving them what we think they need to have in the moment, and just simply ask them, what do you need in the moment from me? And you might hear people say nothing. I don't need nothing. I just needed somebody to talk to. I just needed to get it off my chest. Or you might hear them say, you know what, I've been thinking about this thing. I've been scratching my head over it, losing sleep. I thought about everything. And I'm not really sure, what the solution is. I'm not saying what you have to offer automatically is the solution, but just being able to kick the problem around between two people because everybody doesn't think the same, it might do what? Come up in a solution. So, such as, have you considered doing this? Have you thought about this? What about this? What about that? And then if they say, you know what, I really want to get coaching. And then you can say to them, listen, this is what I heard you say. This is what I heard you say. You repeat it back to them, what they said. They listen to it. What is it that you need now? What is it that you need now? So, in other words, somebody's telling you about their scenario, you're doing good listening, and you say to them, listen, this is what I heard you say. Have you thought about X, Y, and Z? Or, this is what I heard you say. How would you like to move forward? Because sometimes people need us as a sounding board. Sometimes when people are talking, they can come up with their own solutions, but sometimes they need us as a sounding board. Now, that's not to say you want to be a dumpster for people, that people just come to you all the time and they just tell you everything about their problems, this and that and the other. I don't want you to set yourself up for that. You're not a dumpster, right? Where people call you, they have a problem, and they are just going in nonstop, just talking about everything that's going on with them. And then at the last minute, they ask you, how are you doing? Oh, I got to go. No, we're not talking about you being a dumpster. That's not what we're talking about. But that's a boundary management conversation that we'll have real soon as it relates to communications. But for today's topic, what are the three tips? Number one, ask people, what do they need from you in the moment? One, do they want you to listen? Two, do they want you to solve the issue? Number three, do they want some form of coaching from you? Why do we do those things? One, we want to respect the people's wishes. We don't want to self impose. And we want to support people. We want to support people. If we do these three things, if we just simply ask, what do you need from me in this moment? Do you want me to listen? Do you want me to solve the issue? Do you want me to coach you? People appreciate the fact that you checked in with them. And guess what? They feel valued, they feel heard, and they feel respected. With those things, it improves, it enhances the relationship between you and them because it doesn't feel like you're imposing on them and not allowing them to have a choice in the matter of what they want from you or need from you. And there's another side to it. If you can't do that, you may want to say that up front. We'll talk about that in boundary management at another date. But for today, three tips to improve communication in your relationship. Just simply ask the person, what do you need from me in this moment? Do you want me one, listen, two, solve, three, coach? Let them tell you. If they say just listen, then listen. If they say, hey, I want you to help me solve this problem, so you know what? We'll go through it. We'll brainstorm together. And if they want coaching, then you listen and you tell them or say to them what you heard them say. Because again, people need people to bounce their ideas and thoughts on. And maybe when they hear it back, maybe, oh, I didn't know I said it like that, or I didn't think that that was the way I meant it, or whatever, that they need to explore for themselves. Again, we just want to ask people, do you want me to listen? Do you want me to solve? Or would you like some coaching? We want to respect people, give people a choice. When we respect people and we give people a choice, it improves our relationship. It doesn't matter whether it's a colleague, it doesn't matter whether it's a friend, it doesn't even matter if it's your children or your significant other. This method works with anyone. If you're in a conversation with someone and they're presenting something to you, you may want to ask them, what do you need from me in this moment? And if they say listen, listen. If they say solve, brainstorm with them how to solve it. If they say coach, work with them. Work with them to a point where after the conversation, they have some kind of idea of what it is they want to do, or that their mental state, emotional state is different in a powerful way because they had a conversation with you. Not that you went in and try to solve their problem. They had a conversation with you. You were curious. You lent your ear and you gave support to them. This has been Solution Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Coach B, the CEO, co-creator of Extraordinary Outcomes. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, or leave a comment, and I'll see you next Saturday.